All right, thank you guys so much again for coming out and supporting us. I just really loved listening to Kim talk about those sweet kiddos. Literally pulled on my heartstrings. I was over there crying. But I kind of want to jump into Rodan and Fields, and it kind of seems like an abrupt change, but the really cool thing about this is this can really be a vehicle to help you in your giving. And so, you know, we've really utilized that in our household, and so I think that's a really cool thing. I first heard about Rodan and Fields back in April of 2014. One of my best friends, Charla, called me and she said, "Hey girl," because she talks like that, and she said, "I just joined the skincare company and I want you to join my team." I almost laughed out loud. I could not say no fast enough. At the time, I had a 1-year-old son. I was pregnant with my second son. I was helping my husband with his business. And I thought, I don't know anything about skincare. My skin looks terrible. I don't have time, but really, I just don't want to. So I said, no thanks. And I just ignored her for the last 2 months as she was posting about Rodan and Fields. And then 2 months later, my mother-in-law called me and she said, "Hey, I've been seeing Charla's before and after pictures that she's posting. I want to get in touch with her about some skincare." I thought, okay. And then a little bit later, my sister-in-law contacted me and she had the same thing. She wants to get in contact with Charla. And so I thought, well, I'm a lot of things, but I hope stupid is not one of them. So I called Charla and I said, "Hey, I'm going to join your team," because I thought if my friends and family are going to be buying this, they may as well buy from me. So I kind of jumped on board blindly, and I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I didn't have any experience in skincare, sales, direct sales. I did sell beer at a golf course when I was a teenager, but really I was kind of lost. But I thought I could work hard and I can learn, and so that's what I did. And in my 3rd month in the business, I had a 4-figure paycheck, and I was a former teacher, and so I thought, well, 4 figures, I had to work really hard for my 4-figure paycheck, so I really, you know, started growing my business. My team is about 50 consultants, and I don't say this to brag, but I say this to say I didn't know anything about skincare or sales, but I'm a hard worker. And so if you are passionate about getting something done, you can do this business. But basically, Rodan and Fields, they are the doctors that created Proactive. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of Proactive. Everybody? Okay, the only time I've ever asked that question, there was like a 90-year-old woman. She said no, she had never heard of them, but I don't know if she heard me. So we'll go with no. So one person has not heard of Proactive, but they're a household name. And Dr. Katie Rodan and Kathy Fields, they are Stanford-trained, world-renowned dermatologists, and they still practice out in San Francisco, and you can go see them, but it's about a 2-year wait. So they realized they reached the masses with Proactive, with acne, but they realized there was a huge market they were missing because we are all aging all the time, and we would like to do so gracefully. So they said, well, we can create an anti-aging line, which is what they did. They had them in the high-end department stores like Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom's. They were doing really well. They were the #1 multi-med line, but they were doing some, you know, product market research, just like all companies, and they realized that their products were not flying off the shelf because Macy's was promoting them. It was by word of mouth. We like to talk, and we like to talk about what we like. So if I like Lauren's shoes, I'm going to ask her where she got them. If I think Jessica's looking great, I want to know what she's eating and where she's working out. That's just what we do. So it's no different. If your skin is looking great, people want to know what you're doing. And so they realized, hey, we're kind of onto something. The economy was really tanking, so they pulled all the product off the shelf and went the direct selling market. They said we can still reach the masses, but we can also create wealth for individuals who are actually being the ones that are promoting our products. So that's what they did, and boy were they right, because we have been the fastest growing premium skincare company the last 5 years. We are the 2nd largest, only behind Clinique. We just surpassed Estee Lauder and Lancome. We have the #1 premium anti-aging line and the #1 premium acne line. So we're playing with the big dogs, and we're doing it well. So it's been pretty amazing to see them grow. What's really fascinating is we're only in 2 countries right now, America and Canada. Later this year, we're launching into Australia. But one thing I know about successful people, if they've been successful once, chances are they'll be successful again. And Proactive is in over 100 countries. So when I kind of think about the possibilities with Rodan and Fields kind of being in the founding country, it's kind of mind-blowing. So when you think if, you know, I want to give more to missions, or I want a shameless shoe fund, or I want to retire my husband, all of those scenarios have been worked out through consultants in Rodan and Fields. So really, whatever you're kind of going after, you really can accomplish it. But if you guys look to the inside of your skin, this is like perfect, flawless skin. It's protected from the sun and all the outside elements. This is what we want your face to look like, this skin. And people are looking at like, yeah, right. But it really can happen, and Jessica's going to talk to you guys a little bit about the products and kind of what they have to offer, and she'll let you know how she can get this kind of skin on your face. Jessica.
Hey everyone, thank you again for joining us, and thank you, Jennifer, for introducing me. Before